Another thing, following up from my previous video about Scum and Villainy character playbooks, another thing you would probably want to do some advanced thinking about is if you think you might want to play a Xeno, then putting some thought into what that might be. There are a couple of alien races very loosely detailed in the book. Both of those would come with a certain catches. The Sa'ir especially are involved very deeply in the infrastructure of the human hegemony as the creators and maintainers and only ones who know how it works of the Ansible network, which is instantaneous communication. I would probably say generally that's how it's used in sci-fi. It could be faster than light, but in either case. And they travel with groups of blindfolded servants who speak for them. So while it's not impossible to play one, I would suggest it would certainly require some buy-in from your group and your storyteller, and probably have a fairly major influence on story direction. So that would be one possibility. The MEM, who have a homeworld in the Procyon sector where the game is usually set, the game's default setting, are an aquatic species, which again might come with some challenges, and having remained secretive for the first 100 years or so, their world had been colonized, and then having had their claims of ownership of their own homeworld fairly aggressively put down when they revealed themselves. There's not to say they're revolutionaries necessarily. They certainly coexist now and would be playable, but the planetary governor is described as being concerned about further evolution. So that's going to influence, again, strongly how the story might play out. You'll need to do some talking with your storyteller. The group will need to come up with an idea for how these would work. The good news is there are many other aliens. Anything you want to do that you can get your storyteller or group to agree with is going to be fine. Most of the playbooks recommend that you have the option of changing this default playbook starting ability to be something suitable, more suited to your own alien. So you'd want to have an idea what they're likely to be like, whether it's humanoid, are they basically an Ewok, are they an animal, an upright walking sentient animal creature thing, are they, whatever you can come up with, and have a think about how they're going to be different from humans, so that for various amounts, whether they can breathe underwater or fly or glide or sticky pads to let them climb walls, or I don't know, maybe they have chameleon skin. All sorts of possibilities that will need you to do some thinking in advance and work it through with your group. In a similar vein, there are the options, I suppose, to play Urbots. In the heritage section on the playbook, manufactured is one of the options listed. And that would allow you to play a sentient robot of some sort. Thinking here, most of the examples for this come from probably Star Wars. Again, your C-3POs. Someone like Data from Star Trek is probably counted here as well. Or a less humanoid formed. But again, you'd want to have some thoughts in advance and discuss with the group how it's going to work. With an Urbot, you're almost certainly going to be involved in some way with a specific faction called the Conclave 01 or 01, who are basically about robot independence, because sentient bots are required by the Engineers Guild to have their memories wiped roughly yearly to prevent them from developing too much personality. Obviously, if you're going to play one, it's going to have a personality. So there's a few other minor things you'd want to think about in advance. Potentially, most of the playbooks have some sort of special item. I mentioned in the previous video mystics, who have got their a precursor artifact, ancient artifact of some kind, to have some thought about what that might be. Similarly, a pilot starts with a small, fine quality Urbot that designed as assumed to assist them in piloting. You're looking at an R2D2 or something there. So yeah, and it looks like it's a tour. Okay. And what else? There's the mechanic has both a small drone and a genius pet, so you might want to think up a small cool creature. And I think that's going to be about it for now.